It's strange how life can change in just one phone call. My brother, Marcus, was everything to me. He wasn't just my older brother. He was my best friend, my protector, my steady place in a world that hadn't always been kind to us. When our parents died in a car crash, I was only 16. Marcus had just turned 24. He gave up everything he was working toward to raise me. He dropped out of school, picked up 2 jobs, and somehow still made it to my school plays and late night breakdowns. He never complained, not once. He just did what needed to be done. That's who he was. When he became a firefighter, I was scared but proud. He said it was the only job that made sense to him. He wanted to protect people the way he had protected me. Every time he left for a shift, I'd watch him put on that heavy uniform. I never said it out loud, but I always whispered a little prayer in my head. Come home safe, Marcus. And for 12 years, he did. Until that morning. It was early November, and I had just made coffee when my phone rang. I thought it was him, maybe calling to tell me he was stopping by or to tease me about my terrible cooking like he usually did. But it wasn't him. It was his captain. There had been a fire. An old apartment building on the east side had gone up in flames. A child was trapped inside. Marcus had gone in. He got the child out. But the floor collapsed before he could get out himself. I remember falling to my knees, coffee spilling across the floor, burning my hand, but I didn't feel it. I couldn't feel anything. The next few days were a blur. There were meetings, arrangements, people knocking on the door with casseroles and empty words like, he's in a better place, and he died a hero. I didn't want to hear any of it. I just wanted my brother. The funeral was beautiful, I guess. Hundreds of firefighters came. They lined the street, saluting as the casket passed. The bagpipes played. They handed me the folded flag and called me family. But when it was over, everyone went home, and I was alone. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't walk past his room without losing it. I kept expecting him to call, to tell me it was all some mistake. Then, 3 weeks after the funeral, a letter came. It was in a plain white envelope, a little bent at the corners, like it had been carried around for days. My name was scrawled on the front in shaky handwriting. No return address. Inside was a handwritten note. Dear Miss Carter, it began. I don't know if you'll read this, but I had to try. It was from a boy named Elijah. He said he was 10 years old. He and his little sister had been in the apartment the day of the fire. Their mom had gone out for groceries. The fire started fast. The hallway filled with smoke. They hid in a closet, crying and coughing. Then, Elijah wrote, the door burst open. It was Marcus. He carried Elijah's baby sister out first, then ran back in for him. He looked like a superhero, Elijah wrote. He wasn't even scared. He told me, I got you, buddy. We're gonna get out of here. But they didn't get out together. Marcus had pushed Elijah through a window to another firefighter on the ladder. Then, the floor beneath Marcus collapsed. He never made it out. I think about him every day. Elijah wrote, I miss him, even though I only knew him for a few minutes. He saved me. He saved my sister. I'm alive because of him. Then came the part that really broke me. I don't know how to say thank you, the boy wrote, but I want you to know this. I'm going to be brave, like him. I'm going to take care of my sister. I'm going to do good things with my life. I won't forget what he did for us. I held the letter in shaking hands, my eyes flooded with tears. I sat on the floor for hours, crying like I hadn't since the day I lost him. But this time it wasn't just grief. It was something else, something deeper, something brighter. Pride, relief, peace. I realized then that Marcus didn't just die doing his job. He died being who he always was, a protector, a big brother, The kind of man who never thought twice about running towards someone in need. He didn't wear that uniform for praise or medals. He wore it because helping people was in his bones. It was how he loved. Fiercely, fearlessly, completely. He lived his entire life putting others first. When I lost Mom and Dad, it was Marcus who held our broken family together. When I was too scared to sleep alone, he'd sit on the floor next to my bed until I drifted off. When I didn't believe in myself, he believed enough for the both of us. That fire may have taken him, but it didn't change who he was. Not for a second. In his final moments, he was still doing what he had always done. Saving someone. Making sure a little boy and his baby sister got the chance to grow up. To live. That letter from Elijah didn't take away the pain. Nothing ever truly could. I still missed Marcus with every beat of my heart. There were still nights I'd wake up expecting to hear his footsteps in the hallway. Still moments I reached for my phone to call him, before remembering he wasn't there. But the letter gave the pain meaning. It gave it a place to rest. It gave me something to hold on to when the grief felt too big. For the first time since the funeral, I had a reason to get out of bed. Not because the sadness had disappeared, but because I wanted to honor the kind of life Marcus lived. I wanted to carry forward his spirit, the way he carried me for so long. I wanted to live with the same kind of heart he had, a heart that ran toward the fire, not away from it. Now, Elijah's letter sits in a simple wooden frame, right next to Marcus's photo on my dresser. In the picture, he's smiling like always, just a little bit crooked, like he's trying not to laugh. Sometimes when the world feels heavy, I sit on the edge of my bed, look at that letter, and read it again, word for word, line by line. And, somehow, every time, it still reaches something deep inside me. It reminds me that my brother may be gone, but his love hasn't left. It's still here, still saving people, still changing lives, still giving a scared little boy the courage to protect his sister, still giving me the strength to keep going, even now, even today, even mine. Thank you so much for watching. If this video spoke to you, taught you something new, or made you feel something, don't forget to support the channel, like the video to help it reach more people. Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your story, or what stood out to you. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Every bit of support helps us grow and keep telling the stories that matter.